What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to Soulsborne Academy. Don't mind the hunter in the corner, they're just here for your protection. In today's video, I am going to show you how I beat Placidusax. I paused for a second because I was again unsure how to pronounce that damn dragon's name. At first it was Placido, and then it was Placidusax, and then it was Wow. I thought the X was silent. I thought the X was silent. I did not realize that in this case, you pronounce the X. So if you guys want to be Placidusax, if you want to show that dragon who's the boss, keep on watching. Now, before you go into this boss battle, I really would recommend highly preparing for this boss. It is a difficult boss. It's probably one of the toughest bosses I have faced within Elden Ring. Whether you are a quality build, a fundamentalist build, or any build that you are, it is very important to understand Placidusax's weaknesses. It's very important to understand your weapons and what you have in your inventory to utilize the smart way and the proper way. So diving into this boss, when you first go in, you'll see that I have prepped my staff and I have prepped the rock sling. The rock sling is literally the main thing that I use for this boss. You see that he has some lightning coming up from the ground. You're going to want to start avoiding that when he starts screaming. When he starts screaming, the red lightning will show up, so just make a note of that. You want to be able to find little breaks within the chaos so you can take a swig of your flask, or you can cast a spell or swing your weapon. There are these moments within the chaos of a boss battle that they're small moments, but they're tiny moments that you can get in any amount of damage or a chance to heal yourself. Now, this fiery flame that Placidusax does is very dangerous. It can literally one-hit you if you're not prepared for it. But whenever you get close, just understand that the flame can only go so far. So you do have a bit of a range on it, but after you go a certain amount away, you won't be hit by it. Same thing with this red lightning that he does. You can go far enough away and it won't affect you at all. There is a quiet moment, as you can tell, when I start throwing the rock sling. And it is a moment that you do want to take. Now, he does this thing of where he will come charging towards you with a red claw, and you can easily dodge through that attack. So just be prepared for it. Know that he has that in his toolbox to utilize. He also gets stunned really quickly by the rock sling right here, as you guys can see. If you guys want to utilize that as a time to heal, whatnot, do that because he will be down for like a few seconds. Now, here he goes again screaming, and every time that he does those screams, there will be red lightning that shows up. The red lightning, the yellow flames that he produces, and the red claw are some of his most powerful attacks. So please be sure to watch out for that and dodge where you can, and just stay away altogether from the yellow flame. You actually can move far enough back in the boss arena that you do not get affected by the yellow flame. So there's that. Remember, take any opportunity you can that is a free moment. Little ones like this one right here are perfect. That lightning, by the way, is a one-shot. I experienced a one-shot with that. It is not cool whatsoever. Is probably one of the worst attacks that he has that he'll do as like a finisher if you're not dead already. So see here, he's stunned again. You have to pile on all the attacks at this point because this is your golden opportunity, whether you have the Comet of Azure, you have the Rock Sling, you have a new game plus with the DLC, Impenetrable Thorns. Impenetrable Thorns, I think, honestly, will get this guy completely nuked 100% because, I mean, that's something that just escaped the patch. Quite honestly, Impenetrable Thorns is absolutely incredible. Now, as you can see, it's slow, but I'm making really good headway with this boss. Again, stunned. The rock sling does an incredible job stunning this guy. I don't know what it is, but the rock sling just does some really great stun work. Now, this is going into the second phase of the boss. He's going to disappear, and then he is going to swoop in and reappear. This is when you want to equip a mimic tier or anything else you need. This does by far some of the most damage within the entire boss, I feel, is his second and his third phase, because I know that some people like to say, oh, he only has 2 phases, but he actually technically has 3 phases. Again, this is something else you want to stay away from. See how much damage that did? You want to stay away from that flame. He will do these disappearing acts in the second phase, and he will reappear, and he will do this every so often. He'll disappear a few times, and then he will come back. And every time he comes back, he will come back with a swipe of his claw. So just be aware of that and to dodge properly. I didn't have my Mimic tier advanced all the way and upgraded all the way. So yeah, she died pretty quickly. Dodge away from the claw at all times. I can't stress how important it is to just dodge away from the claw. You can either dodge outward or inward. It doesn't matter, just as long as you have enough stamina to dodge away. The flying in combination with the claw, in combination with disappearing and kind of having your character disoriented for a second, it really, honestly, it makes for an amazing fight, but you really have to be on your toes with this one. And at this point, I didn't have any more heals left, so this was a rather just very stressful part of the boss battle for me when I was playing against him. And you want to roll sideways. I completely forgot to mention this, but you want to roll sideways out of those lightning strikes. You don't want to roll forward. You don't want to roll back because kind of the depth perception is a little bit off with the lightning strikes. So you always want to roll out of them sideways. And again, the flying, this is really tricky to dodge out of. See how much health I just lost there? My gosh. It's very tricky to dodge out of those because the hitbox on him is so huge that you need to be able to judge very quickly whenever he is diving down into you. It's very, very stressful. But it's very interesting to see nonetheless, because when he has his attacks and he's flying into you, he could either hit you and one-shot you completely, or he could miss you entirely when you do the dodge on the first time when he's flying in. So it really all depends how you are dodging when he is flying into you. And again, watch out for the claws. Keep rolling, keep diving, keep dodging. This is just right now at this point in the boss battle for me, it was a matter of a battle of attrition. Like you just got to keep going, keep doing the same thing, keep dodging the attacks, and you have to be patient with it. If you're doing it like I'm doing it over here with the rock sling, you just need to be patient and keep dodging successfully. And see, the lightning stops a little bit once you get him stunned and he stops his screaming. And you see how big the lightning strikes are? They have, a really wide area that they cover. So you always want to just travel sideways out of those. And at this point, I would actually say that this is the third phase because of those beams of light that he does, technically. But if you want to say that it's just, a two-phaser, then you can do that. But I always technically say it's 3 phases because of those lightning beams. At this point, I was so shocked I was even making it out of it alive because of how little health I had. It was ridiculous. And again, at this point of the boss battle, if you've made it this far right now, it is just a wash, rinse, and repeat. Now, just keep in mind, if you don't have any more health and you are this low right now in your health bar, any hit that he does will be a final hit and you will die and you will have to start over. So if you want to keep going and you know the moveset and you're confident about it, just keep going the way you're going. You have to just pay full close attention to the moves that you are making. And also at that point, when you saw me face forward, that's because I wasn't locking onto him. Sometimes when he's flying in the air and he's about to crash into you, don't lock onto him, because when you're locking onto him, it makes things a little trickier to deal with when he's flying. And take your time with it. Don't rush any of this. If he ends up flying again and you have to dodge, then that's absolutely fine. But taking your time with this and understanding it's not a race to get the boss battle finished is a must, because getting it done quickly is not the idea. Being able to do it correctly is what we want here. See, and he starts flying again, even though I'm at the very end of his health and could possibly risk dying right now. You want to take your time with it. And right now we're going in for the money shot. And there we go. Final hit. And that was Placidusax. Placidusax is quite tricky at first when you're trying to get your bearings together within the boss arena, but it is probably one of the most well-telegraphed bosses within the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this guide is useful, and if this guide helped you beat Placidusax, let me know down in the comments below. But that's it for me. If you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. May you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.